This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
This is Jam DeMatteis, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism.
You're welcome for that reminder.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Well, as you can tell by Lilith Hellfire, I mean, there's no new comics, there's no new TV. Well, not a lot of it. There's one or two shows maybe. Then there's like a few movies out on... But basically, the world's at a standstill, and who knows what's going to go on tonight. But hey, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts! Capes and Lunatics, episode 152, because that's the way Lilith Hellfire demands you say it, 152, starts right now. You can tell it's a Friday night. Lilith's been drinking. Charlie has not been drinking. And I'm essential personnel. Hello, and welcome back to the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. Joining me as always, that not a fancy man from New Jersey is
Charlie, the Professor Essa.
And that fancy drunk who thought we were recording last night but weren't, the Queen of Florida.
Hey, Queen of the Armadillos, Little Hellfire. I need no introduction, okay? Need no introduction.
Don't you know my name?
Watch that, Michael, if you get some feedback.
Scream it!
Scream it!
I'm liking the facial hair, Charlie Esser, but I don't know. It reminds me of something, and I can't put my finger on it. I feel like I don't know. Nothing specific. I just feel like
keep going.
Well, it's the Fandrel,
I feel like I don't know. It screams to me like
Twirl it, chew the scenery.
It seems to me I need to like borrow your time machine or your unicycle or something.
Turn a D-century.
Time traveling unicycle.
There you go.
Oh God.
Oh, hey. Speaking of time traveling unicycles, you said there's no new TV on.
Well, there's a
Future Man.
Future Man.
Well, I like good TV.
Based on the true story of Josh Futterman. Did you see that? Did you see that documentary, Lilith?
No, it's in the queue though.
Oh yeah, it's well worth the watch. I had no idea this was based on true events, and it is. It makes the whole story so much more intriguing. I've actually only gotten through like the first 2 episodes of the season. I'm sort of spacing it out because this is an abbreviated season. They always give you that short last season. It's so annoying.
It just these shows are just like okay, we'll give you a couple more.
Yeah, well, they it was only polite for them to do so, and so it's very good. God's a character apparently, so that's good. And time travel and France and introducing sliced bread about 200 years too early. Which I don't think is scientifically accurate. I think they could cut bread before then. I think it was really the invention of the sandwich that was the
really helped sliced bread take off.
Yeah, well, that's it's like they say, anyone can invent a wheel. It's an axle that actually makes it, a great invention.
Wow.
Wow.
I pause them like I'm seeing him. Lilith, have you been watching Future Man at all?
Yes, I got to the first episode, but like you, I have to pace myself. I have a lot of other stuff that everybody's been recommending me. I finished up StumpTown at Ray.
Oh, StumpTown is well worth the time. But yeah, I was really excited because again, it's like one of these things where it's like, there's no marketing platform for this stuff. It's just stuff that you happen upon when you log in and say, oh, by the way, that's coming back. It didn't even like say, oh, hey, that show you really like, it's coming back. I actually just happened to be flipping through and I looked over at like stuff in my queue and it says, oh, hey, what's this? Oh, teaser trailer for season 3. And then we got it and now we're here.
Yeah, Hulu's just kind of, they know that you're really probably not there for their original stuff for the most part. You're there because you missed your favorite show and you need to rewatch it. Who knows where its bread and butter is, okay?
I mean, maybe. Although, I'll be honest with you, I actually am paying for my regular TV with a DVR attachment. So, like I've got the little, on the ATTV Now situation. It has DVR, so I can record stuff if I want to. I actually just learned how to record a show while I'm watching it, so I'm very excited about that. It's new technology to me. Okay.
Welcome to 2007.
Yay!
But, you know what I'm watching?
I would pay to go back to 2007 at this point.
Oh, who wouldn't?
2020.
Suck it.
Yeah, it is just a bad year.
It's like, I know.
And it's like, and it's
it'll get better. I have faith that it'll get better.
All you people in 2019 who are like, 2020s has to be better. 2020 was like, here, hold my beer.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
We wanted it to be the roaring 20s. So we have a world plague and we have a stock crash market. You got to be careful what you ask for.
Depression, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, so long as we can get new management, I think we'll survive. That's the problem. It's like right now.
Oh, sweet summer child, we are not getting new management. I'm sorry.
Well, it ain't going to get better if we don't. And I don't care if it's by, I don't know if we have to throw a cocktail party or what to solve the problem, but I'm just saying, I'm not a guy who goes to cocktail parties. I would go to a cocktail party if there's not new management. And now, here's what I'll say. I would hope that I'll placate Lilith. I hope the lizard people can hire better people to run the shadow government. That's wrong. Will you accept that answer? Okay, yes.
I will accept that answer. Wrong. I just want to get into a Mandela timeline that's better, man. I just need the Berenstain Bears to go back to how it was spelled, and everything will be better.
Oh, get him out of here. It was always the Berenstain Bears, BEAR. All this BERE people. You're just.
That makes me smart.
How does that even sound like a bear? That's not how you spell bear.
Musician is the best way to get started.
Yeah, it's exactly. It'd be the Berenstain Bears. It's not the Bears. It's the Bears. If it's the Berenstain Bears, then then nothing makes sense. Then nothing makes sense.
Anyway, so you know what?
Poor Philip.
Hey, no, you know what I'm watching? It's in its last season. It's really good. I think there's 3 episodes left. Better Call Saul.
Oh, welcome aboard to the Breaking Bad universe.
Hey, I watched Breaking Bad, and I've been watching Better Call Saul since the beginning. I mean, it's good. I mean, because it's legal drama, and then
the first 3 seasons are slow.
Yeah. Once you get the I mean, you got the legal stuff, you got the cartel, you got all this good stuff. But it's like, even if you haven't watched Breaking Bad, this is a prequel, so you really don't have to have ever watched Breaking Bad.
But can you really call it a prequel if it doesn't have Gungans? Tristan got it. That's okay. Yeah, I know you like Gungans. I like Gungans too. They're a noble race. He does not deserve the hate. Jar Jar does not deserve the hate, neither do any of the Gungans. They are an oppressed people by these colonial humans, man. Yeah, I think so.
And again, humans were the evil ones the whole time. That's
exactly, We are. You can say, as I was explaining to Tristan, the only reason the Emperor was able to stay in power was because of the rebellion. If he had ever let
for the people in the back, one more time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was all
pertinent.
I'm just saying, because he was able to. Because originally it's the Trade Federation. Then once he seizes power, then it's the rebellion. It's like, well, we can't very well relinquish power now that there's a rebellion on our hands. If Leia Organa had sued for peace and restored the Galactic Senate, Emperor Palpatine would have had to step down. That's all I'm saying.
Wrong.
That's just what the kids love. Politics and their space dramas.
That's right.
All politics, man. It's all politics,
That's
Indiana
right.
Jones punches Nazis too.
Oh, did you?
Oh, that got delayed. Thank God.
Yeah, but did you? What? Indiana Jones breaks a hip. No, did you? Well, did you see what channel is that? Is it ABC or CBS? One of them, I guess they said they're going back to. I guess for now, like, was it Sunday night movies or Saturday night movies? And like, whoever's doing it, the first movie they said
Saturday night movies, I think.
I think, yeah, and the first one's gonna be Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, cool.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, I forget what channel it is, but
you know, I heard George Lucas might need a little change nowadays.
Well, actually, isn't that owned by Disney now? Didn't
Did
they
he
get
give
that?
everything to them?
does he have all? Well, yeah, didn't he buy Lucasfilm? So that would be Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah, only thing Lucas still owns is THX.
Oh, I wonder if it's
Which, not for nothing, prints money.
Maybe it's ABC then.
Yeah.
So I couldn't remember this channel. Maybe it's ABC.
Well, ABC owns Disney.
Yeah,
so.
that's
exactly.
what I'm saying.
They got.
Well, Disney owns ABC.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They got a back catalog, man. They've got Unidentified Flying Oddball, which, you know, one of my favorite films as a young man. They got all the classics on Disney Plus, so that's good.
You know what they should do is go back to the Saturday morning block. I need some Chippendales, original DuckTales. What else? Recess. I need to go to that. That's what I.
Well, you know, Lilith, if you listen to last week's episode of Super Connectivity, you would know that the interconnected DuckTales-averse is coming.
Yeah, Lilith.
They've already established.
I know because I know.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I don't care about the new DuckTales. I said original DuckTales. Original DuckTales.
They have all that on Disney Plus. What do you want? What are you complaining about? You can go watch all of them there. You can watch them back to back, binge them all, watch all the recent.
Contribute.
She wants it for free, Charlie.
I have it on DVD, so it doesn't matter.
That millennial wants it. That millennial wants it for free, Charlie Esser.
Duh. I'll get it for free.
I'm sure
I'm not contributing to Skynet.
I'm sure you will get it for free.
I'm here for Dick.
Become a part of a household for. That's all I'm saying. But moving on. Yeah.
I was going to say, my Saturday morning cartoons are on there, man. If I'm going to go my childhood, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends are on there.
Yeah. All the Fantastic Four cartoons are there, for better or worse. Superhero Squad is there, which I am all down for.
90s Iron Man, yeah.
I love the Superhero Squad, man.
90s Spider-Man's there. Oh, you know what? You go back and watch 90s Spider-Man. Like, I heard a podcast talking about this. I don't know if I ever really realized it, but I guess because of, like, the censors on kids' cartoons at that point, Spider-Man never punches anyone in that whole series.
Oh, it's entirely possible.
What?
Yeah, no, I think I did. Luke and I were watching the first Venom episode before. I think he lands a kick, but that's about it. Yeah, he don't punch anyone. He webs them.
What? I don't think he ever punched anyone in Amazing Friends.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense.
And you know, the Super Friends never punched anybody either.
Gotta sell those toys.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but they use their words, Lilith. Like Steven Universe has taught us in this day and age, use your words and talk it out. Sometimes you just gotta hug them and be there for them. Did anyone see the last episode of Steven Universe? Yes, I know you did, Tristan, because we watched it together.
No.
There'll be something a little extra in your pay envelope, boy.
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you. Steven Universe was a really great series. The end of Steven Universe Future, it ends very well. It certainly leaves a universe open to explore if they ever decide they want to explore it. Maybe not even a Steven Universe proper property, but like the continuing adventures of Bismuth and Pearl. I know everyone is clamoring for that. That is the ship. We're all waiting for the Black Pearl fusion, because that's a coming. Mark my words. And yeah, there's all kinds of great things in that. And it was a great series about talking out your problems, which is what the Super Friends used to do. Mark all the words. Talk out your problems, because you're not going to get a solution unless you go beyond punching. Punching can only get you so far.
Nah. Just blow it all up. Blow it all up.
Don't judge me.
Move the boxes out of the way before you run, Tristan. Anyway.
Tristan, are you all right, boy?
You were still breathing, so I assumed you were okay. You know what what else I've been up to?
Yes.
I have been reading the collected works of Robert E. Howard's Conan collection.
Oh, that's right, because Mr. J.M. DeMatteis.
Which one? The originals from from the 50s?
Yes, because
these are his original poems and other works by Robert E.
There's
Howard.
Gnome Press, which is the 50s stuff. And then there's like Lancer and Ace, the paperback series from like the 60s to the 70s.
Well, this apparently has the first one I read. I believe is his first appearance because it opens. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, that's and I think that's the story he was mentioning, which is the first story in it, which I believe is the introduction of Conan. It's called Gods of the North. Can't see that, but you get this.
Yeah, because behind the scenes, Mr. J.M. DeMatteis emailed me again and was like, recommending them to Charlie. And I messaged Charlie, and Charlie's like, I'm on it. He's like, I'm already there.
I said I had already
You're
gotten
already there,
it. He had suggested another collection, but this was the first collection I found, and I'd already bought it, so I'm reading this one. But it's very good. It actually starts off with the poem, Samaria, a poem. Which
it's actually Conan the Cimmerian with a C. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And, it's great. He's fighting the Norse gods and killing them crazy like. And, by Crom, it's glorious. So thank you, Mr. Jan DeMatteis, for turning me on to the written works of Conan. I cannot wait to finish them all because I have them now to read in my quarantine state, because there aren't a lot of new comic books to read at the moment.
Oh, but I
there's always new to you comic books.
Yes.
Well, this is true.
But no, before we get to anything we're reading, I I did find a few news items. Which we were talking about Disney Plus and everything. This disturbs me. Did you see how it says I understand they're a business. But Disney's going to furlough a bunch of employees, including like people from Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm. I'm like, how many billion-dollar films did you have in the last like 2 or 3 years at least?
Well, okay, let me just make a couple points from what I've heard of.
Yeah, HR people fell up. Let us explain to you.
They are maintaining everyone's health benefits.
Okay,
so no one's losing their benefits. Once they get put on furlough, they will be able to reach out to their local unemployment office. They do not have a waiting week on it under the CARES Act, and they'll get their base plus the $600. Which, granted, if you're a high earner, is not going to be great. But if you're a middle earner or a low earner, it's actually going to pretty much keep you whole. I know that because I actually had to crunch the numbers when we were having that discussion at my office, and we realized that, the person that we couldn't have work, we could probably put her on that furlough, on that leave, and make her whole between the unemployment. We wound up not having to do that, fortunately, because we were able to figure out how to get her, how to provide work for her, but it was a real concept. And so, well, it sucks that Disney has had to. Everything they've done so far has been in the right way, in the proper way to do it.
Answer to shareholders at the end of the day.
It would be way better if they didn't have to. Not right now, but it would. Yeah, it's okay. But it would have also been better if we had a more competent. If the Secret Lizard people had hired more competent puppets, That's the problem.
But they don't want to, because secretly they just want to come out of the woodworks and be like, haha, it was us the whole time, so we can kick them out. Kind of like that Simpsons episode where it's like the aliens. Well, it's a two-party system. What are you going to do? Vote independent?
I, for one, welcome our lizard overlords. I just wish they would, come out of the shadows and be open with their lizardry. At this point, we probably would say, okay, we can work with that.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yes.
At this point, we're like, okay.
Honestly,
looks like
at this
it's going
point,
to
yes.
be an improvement.
Got a hair trigger.
Just waiting on the black hole at this point.
Oh, man. I'm telling you.
Oh.
Yellowstone supervolcano. That's what my money's on.
All right.
Pardon me.
Philip, it's off the rails. Come on, tighten up.
He didn't know what he was going to do today. He's just, I don't know. No comic books, nothing to talk about.
Oh, but no. Well, I keep getting interrupted, but no. So yeah, I'm watching Better Call Saul. That's good. I'm trying to work through. Slowly but surely, I'm getting through Star Trek Discovery. Not because it isn't good. It's good. I mean, they're doing good stuff with like the Mirror Universe, time travel. There's things with time travel now. I was trying.
Who are they, Voyager?
Oh, that reminds me. I got to get back to watching Picard.
Don't get me started on the Spore Drive. Yeah.
A Spore Drive?
Yes, they use like alien spores. They were able to like teleport the whole ship like throughout the universe, but now there's problems with it. Which eventually it's going to be unusable because it's a prequel. Wow. So why wouldn't anyone else? Imagine if Voyager had a Spore Drive. That series would have been like 1-2 episodes, maybe.
Yeah, that's always the problem.
2 episodes.
I do not know why it is so hard to write period science fiction. Because like we write period stories all the time. Why is it so hard to say, okay, this is the level of technology that we have in this universe?
Yeah, but
so we can't go beyond that,
Yeah, but the thing is, like the original,
because writers got to be writers, man.
Well, again,
and they're like, what if? That's the writers' room. What?
Well, again, it's like too. The original series, first aired in the late '60s. Now it's 2019, 2020. And it's like, we have all these fancy TV special effects now and stuff. And it's,
Well, you can do better special effects, but you don't have to create new technology. It's like when they put
Yeah.
On
Then
Klingons,
you get,
it's like
we get Enterprise.
We have better makeup. We have better makeup now, so we can make Klingons look like we wanted them to. We did that. No one ever really questioned it because, we had Klingons. We still have Klingons now.
But they did give an explanation for it. And what was it? Deep Space Nine or something? I forget the actual episode. They go through the whole thing.
Didn't Worf say we don't talk about that?
Yeah, Worf said we don't talk about that. That was
actually... but then they actually did like a whole episode about it.
No, that was Enterprise that they did that.
Was it Enterprise?
That was Enterprise, yeah. That was...
Well, who watched every episode of that?
I loved Enterprise, okay? It was a good... it had time travel stuff, and I don't like time travel, Almost ruined Endgame for me. You know that.
But like I said, Anson Mount is killing it as Captain Pike. I mean, if this is canon, I think I like Pike more than I like Kirk. He's like, Pike's kind of like in the middle between like he's not as like aggressive as Kirk, but he's not like Picard either. He's kind of in between.
Yeah. Well, Pike was always better than Kirk. I mean. Have you ever seen The Cage? He's great in that.
They do an episode. They do an episode where they kind of reference that. Yeah.
Oh, well, so this is post Cage. How could this be post Cage?
It's post Cage, but it's before Kirk takes command of the Enterprise.
Okay, I thought this. I don't know. I thought the.
I don't think he wasn't.
Yeah, Discovery is a whole nother beast.
I'll allow it. I haven't watched it yet, so. Honestly, had they started with, let's do a story with Pike and Number One and Spock and tell that story.
She's only shown up a few times, but they have a Number One in this. You know who plays Number One?
Well, I'm guessing it's not Majel Barrett.
No, Rebecca Romaine.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Rebecca Romaine, Stamos...
O'Connell.
Yes.
She's not Stamos anymore, is she?
No,
he's married
not
to
O'Connell
someone else,
either.
Yeah.
She's back to Rebecca
No,
Romaine.
I think she's still married to Jerry O'Connell, wasn't she?
Were they ever married?
I think so. Are they?
Wait a minute. No.
What?
They were together after Stamos. Yes, she left Stamos for
I'm pretty
O'Connell.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're still together.
But I don't know if they ever actually got married.
I know they have some.
Okay.
I know.
I could not have meant that.
I think they have kids, but what? You can't. What, Lil?
You don't have to be married to have kids.
No, but I'm just. I swear I heard something about a wedding. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah, so good. So I can actually very much see that. I like the idea of her. So now, it's called Discovery, but does it follow the Enterprise crew with Pike, or is it?
Well, it's
or is there like two different stories? Or?
I don't want to give too much away, but after like the first season, Discovery loses their captain, so Pike kind of like temporarily assumes command.
So Pike has taken over Discovery.
Yeah, and like the Enterprise needs repaired anyway for some reason, so yeah, he's like basically he's filling in on the.
So
Discovery.
number 1 is over.
Well, no, number 1,
What?
like I'm saying, there's only been a few appearances of number 1. It's basically just Pike came over, and then like they were searching for you. They have I forget the actor's name. But they have someone.
Well, didn't they bring Spock over?
Yeah, there's a young Spock because Sonequa Martin Green, the star of the show, her character's whole story is her parents were I forget, she's like 10 or 12. You know, the Batman story. Her parents get killed, and so she gets adopted by Sarek and his wife, and raised on Vulcan by them. So she's like...
How many kids does Sarek have?
Well,
she's got Spock's half-brother we never heard of.
I know.
Now there's another Starfleet, a human Starfleet captain. Now wait, was this Sarek and his first wife, or Sarek and Spock's mom?
I think it's Spock's mom, yeah, because Spock's there as a kid. Like, they, you know...
Okay.
So, yeah, because, so she's like his adopted sister, yeah, and it's...
See, that I don't like, because how does that not come up? Well, you know, I do have a human sister. You know?
Yeah,
do you think that they were inspired by the J.J. Abrams verse on that one, though? A little bit? Because they have that, he has that sexual tension with What's-Her-Face, so they kind of was like, ooh, maybe if we do this.
But no.
He shouldn't be having sexual tension with his sister, though, Lilith.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Have you met the Flash? Have you met the Flash?
You should.
Out of the gooch.
Have you met Arrow? Season 1?
Oh,
it happened.
Well, yeah.
All right, it's taking me to. All right, but no, I like that she was raised on Vulcan for a while, because it's like she acts logical at times, but then if you need the character to get emotional, she can get emotional because biologically she's not a Vulcan, and
she's a woman.
That's what
you said. It Lilith.
That was Lilith.
So.
Yes.
I just need to get
We're
my
clear.
unpopular opinion out of my mouth.
Oh, you were talking about Arrow and the Flash and all that. Goodness, Lilith. Did you see? I guess just recently I saw online. I guess Melissa Benoist's Supergirl, like she must have auditioned for the part of Thea in Arrow season 1.
Oh no!
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that?
I could get Felicity if they said she auditioned for Felicity. I would totally believe it.
Yeah,
but
I could
Thea?
see that. Yeah.
Oh no! They're literally the same person. You can't tell me different.
They look alike. But no. All right. Here it is. Yes. Rebecca Romijn and Jerry O'Connell are married. They got married in 2007. Oh. Thank you very much.
Well, mazel tov for Jerry O'Connell and Rebecca.
During the writer's strike, that's when no one cared. Okay.
And they have 2 daughters.
They have cute kids, though.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, they have daughters. Yeah, it looks like, yeah.
Well, Jerry O'Connell is a relatively attractive young man, and Rebecca Romijn Stamos is very attractive, even though Jerry O'Connell was the fat kid in Stand By Me.
He had a glow up. It happens. Look at Neville Longbottom.
He exercised.
Nobody knows that. That's for my Potter fans.
Well, you know what it was? I think he just got sick of being called the fat kid from Stand By Me, and it just kind of made him.
Well, also his brother.
Oh, his brother picked on him a lot. Was that it? His brother's.
He's like, maybe we should match energies on this. You help me work out, I help you get more work.
Whoa.
Yeah, his brother is not a good actor. I don't think that's a controversial opinion. But,
That's CHARLIE.
If you want to, I'm just saying Sledders was never the same after his brother came on that show. It just was not as good.
It was after the professor left. Let's all be honest.
Let's
just all be honest.
Well, here's what I'll say. I can get behind one that's just the crying man fighting against evil in a Slider universe, but Jerry O'Connell's Amish brother, I never was feeling that.
That'll help you poop.
Yes, the last seasons of Sliders will help you poop and sleep.
That's right.
Okie dokie then.
All right. What did I do? I had a list. Where'd it go?
Story of Philip's life.
Chaos, I tell you, chaos. Okay, but no. Do you guys want to talk about anything you guys have been reading?
I've just been catching up on Catwoman, to be honest.
Oh, the latest series.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It feels like it has a lot of potential, but they're too afraid to take certain risks, so it feels kind of like stunted. But they're also waiting. They have that whole waiting game that they had to play as well. So I get it, but it's frustrating as a reader.
I was gonna say I think they were just hampered by like, oh, she's coming back. She's gonna come back to the Batman books, and and eventually Tom King's gonna get to that Batman Catwoman series. So it's like, yeah, they're kind of in a holding pattern.
Yeah, but I thought it was good for what they were able to tell.
Oh, did you get to the issue with Zatanna?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, Catwoman Zatanna bar fight. That's all I'll say.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Speaking of Zatanna.
Yes.
Justice League Dark.
Of course.
More evidence. More and more evidence piling up every day. Solomon Grundy is the hero of this arc. Because he's going to unite all the parliaments. The Parliament of Life, the Parliament of Death, the Parliament of the Green, the Parliament of the Fungus. They're all the Parliament of the Rot. He is going to be the one being that can personify all of them. And Solomon Grundy is going to ascend into a hyper Solomon Grundy character at the end of this arc. You mark my words.
Is that the last?
Because once again,
is that the last issue before the stoppage?
Yeah. Okay. So we won't know where it goes next. But even though Solomon Grundy's not in this, now they're researching the Rot, and we got another pretender to the throne of the Rot, or the new person, which is Anton Arcane, is back in this one. That's our last page to get us all excited. And the fact of the matter is, like I said, you have life and death. You have animals and plants. You have the fungus, which is the sort of monster of the week in this, which is like the Parliament of the Fungus have just started taking over human beings. Because there's a tech with us. We're taking over. The fungi are taking over. And so when you think about what being embodies all of these things in the DC universe, it's Solomon Grundy.
What issue is that?
And that he... What? I'm sorry?
What issue number is that?
Oh, that is Justice League Dark 21.
Ooh.
Yes, and what I got to say is, like, and it fits the fact that they have him so kind of depowered and set up as a blank slate in the few times we've seen him, which, where he's just like, Grundy, and doesn't say his face is all falling off. They're setting him up. They've made him a very different Grundy, so there can be this transformation. I'm excited about it.
But yeah, like I said off air, like I want to try to start to do a deep dive on the G.I. Joe, like do the Marvel issues and then do the continuation. I'm only 3 issues in so far, and you can see like Larry Hama is like has some good ideas, but like some of the dialogue in like those first issues is just like, like issue 1, issue 2, you could tell they're like introduced and stuff, so it's like everyone has to like say everyone's name when they're speaking to them. It's like, oh, well, what are you doing, Snake Eyes? Oh, look, there is Scarlet over there. Oh, there's Breaker over, Breaker, what are we, or it's like, or if using like a fancy piece of equipment, oh, pull the cat out, the command action, but what, and it's just like, editor's note. I don't need you to tell me the,
what I understand what you're saying, Philip, but
yeah, Dad.
Do you understand that they were trying to sell toys here?
You were still breathing, so I assumed you were okay.
They were working very hard to explain to people what toys you needed to buy.
Oh, I know. The very first issue, like the first page, is like a schematic for some like big artillery gun or something. Oh, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Okay. So
I know.
Trust me, in my little impressionable mind, it works very well.
I get it.
But yeah, because I know
you can get it too.
Hell, but no,
and let's not forget they were very progressive Toyland. They had women in combat.
Well, I think that like a Marvel helped that, and Transformers. They gave them a lot of ideas. There's ideas the toy company did. The toy company wasn't going to put like any women in G.I. Joe, and Marvel's like, no, you better put some female characters in this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because if nothing else, someone's got to kiss someone. And,
Poor Snake Eyes.
Just saying. And for what it's worth, no, Marvel made Transformers. Marvel made G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Because Marvel was also in charge of the cartoons.
Oh, yeah. I think
Marvel's cartoon branch was making the cartoons.
I forget who they said, but it was somebody at Marvel, I think, actually came up with the name Optimus Prime.
It's entirely possible, because I'm sure it was something in Japanese originally, I
don't know why the name Denny O'Neil was floating into my head, Lil, but is it pot? Because I think he might have been at Marvel. Could it have been Denny O'Neil?
I don't know.
Denny was the editor on G.I. Joe. It's possible he was the editor on Transformers too. It's
or maybe he just popped his head in a meeting.
Yeah, because he was at Marvel
but
at
it's
that
possible
time.
he was the editor of that was the Shooter era, and he was a big believer in having like editors in charge of certain book groups. So I can see that maybe Denny was like in charge of the Hasbro group. That works for me.
And I always forget until I'm reminded. I was listening to was it the latest episode of Last Sons of Krypton with Ray and Connor? There's your shout out. They were talking about Legion of Superheroes, and I'd heard this before and I forgot. I guess Shooter was like writing Legion of Superheroes when he was like 16.
13.
Was it 13?
Is when he sold his first script. Yep. 13.
Well, I think he might have had a regular run.
Come on, Tristan.
Yes. He was, like you could just, that was back when you used to be able to just send in scripts to these companies, You can't even do that. Well, actually, you can do that with Dark Horse. You can actually just send it unsolicited to Dark Horse without art. They are the only company that will also just accept writing concepts if you don't have an artist. And I still haven't sent in writing to them because I'm lazy. Got brilliant ideas. And it's like, but then I have to write it down.
99% of the time, I'll say you're not lazy, and I know you're working from home still, but you're home all day!
I know. Trust me.
Okay, well, here, to help your productivity as a writer, can I offer you a software bit of advice? It's free.
Sure.
It's called Manuscript. That's what I use to put out my werewolf transcript in 13 hours. It helps you with your character plotting, scenes, and stuff. It's Manuscript, SKRIPT.
Okay, I will look it up, Lilith. I have 13 hours tomorrow.
I would read a werewolf story and give my thoughts.
I don't know if she wants her thoughts.
It's off in the void now. When my first rejection letter comes, I'll probably just put it up. But yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, you wait, Lilith.
I would give you creative criticism or not. Or
there
feedback.
are editors at home in their pajamas eating peanut butter right now with nothing to do but read your book.
I told Lilith I would give you free.
I know, that was the point of it.
I would give Lilith free feedback, and she's all
suck it.
As you do.
I know.
Anyway.
Since we didn't get to talk about comic books last week, I do have to talk about 2 books, one Archie, one DC. Since I'm probably the only one that cares about these 2 things. The first one is from Archie, of course. Sabrina, Something Wicked #1 by Kelly Thompson. And the art is by Veronica Fish. Yes.
What is it? Something Wicked?
So, yeah.
Did
Something
Wicked
so I was really excited. I almost forgot about it.
Oh, did it that way?
I mean, she is a witch, so,
Yeah.
We're still going to figure it out, actually. So, it's just the beginning of a new arc. So if you like chilling adventures, it's definitely in the vein, but it's a little more fun, a little more cheeky. So I love the artwork. It's definitely really cool. I just wanted to bring it up in case anybody cared.
We care a little.
But it's basically a lot of interpersonal drama, and her aunts are looking shady, so I want to see where this goes because I love the aunt dynamic, and to kind of shake it up in this way is a little bit controversial in my opinion, so I'm trying to see how Kelly's going to write herself out of this one.
Cool. I like it.
And then Gotham High #1.
Oh, I wanted to ask about Gotham High.
Yeah, what did you think?
Yeah. It feels like they're pitching a story for the CW seed or something. If you know what I mean, if you understand the vein of what CW entails. I mean, I liked it. It was very fast paced. It was cutesy, a lot of teen drama,
Well, maybe that's
the whole thing with Joker is Jack. I'm just like, I don't know. The Joker thing just kind of really was like,
Is that the one?
Wasn't funny. But the portrayals of Bruce and Selina were good.
Is that the one with?
They don't.
Is that the one with like Bruce sitting at a
They're
desk?
teens in high school. Yeah. He gets kicked out of boarding school, has to come back to Gotham and go to a public school, and I'm like, yeah, that would happen. Alfred would let that happen.
So this is after his parents are dead. I take it.
Well, yeah, and it's just a reimagining. It's not canon or anything.
Well, no, but it's fine. And, it could happen. They could have done that on Gotham. They could have had him go to public school.
Well, it's like you were saying. It reminds you of CWC.
He went to that private school all of one episode?
Yeah.
After he punched somebody out, Tommy Elliott.
Yeah, Well, that's because he could get all the education he needed in the Wayne home because Alfred knows enough. What the heck, Just read a book, Batman, and so he did. He read all the books.
But yeah, you were saying about CWC. Do you think that's the audience they're like going for, Lilith?
Oh, I can totally see this as like a concept for one of the CW animated shows. Absolutely. That's what it feels like. Who was the writer on this? Let me think. Who was it? It was Melissa De La Cruz, and the art was by Thomas Piddley. And yeah, it had all the markings of, we want this to be a book, but maybe we're going to pitch it as something more. I feel like this was definitely a concept for something, not just a comic book. So.
Was it like a regular issue, or was it like a graphic novel?
A little bit of both, believe it or not. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like it's thick enough. First, you know what I mean? Like it's $17. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay. So it's more like
it's kind of thin for $17, but
it's like
it's a graphic novel. It's thin.
It's thicker than like your average issue.
Yeah, but it should have been a little bit more for $17.
I guess that's like really high quality cardstock.
Do you think it's something? Do you think it's more like put it on the shelf at Barnes and Noble and try to hook some kids in?
Yes, definitely that's what it is. It definitely is. It's just like, oh, so you're on the fence about comics. Well, at least it has a hardcover. Waka waka waka.
Hey, look.
Hardcover, that's where they get you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, do you like the Batman? Hey, look, they're kids just like
you. Know what? Next to there, a lot of my stuff's hardcover. As I'm looking at the shelves, a lot of it's hardcover.
Nothing wrong with hardcover. Marvel Masterworks, man. Marvel learned that. You put a hardcover on it, you can just sell old books, and people will buy them. It's crazy.
So they can look fancy and sophisticated.
Yeah, so my Marvel Masterworks, you see.
I'm not a fancy man.
You're such a classic X-Men, you see.
I'm a bombastic fellow.
What else is over here? Got Mystique.
Didn't have to pay Jack Kirby a dime. It was beautiful. Pure profit. I'm the street man.
And that is the moral of the story.
Well, corporations are evil.
Oh, I know what else. I know what else I wanted to talk about. I know, Charlie, you want to do a deep dive on the crossovers on super connectivity, but I want to get Lilith's thoughts on Todd McFarlane saying he wanted a Spawn Spider-Man crossover.
I'm sure Todd McFarlane does, and as long as he gets the rights to the toys, I'm sure he does.
I know. He's like, oh, it'll help the whole industry. It's like, yeah, who do you think it'll help more, Marvel or you? Whose profile will raise?
Hey, we got this whole Spawn family thing going.
Well,
Charlie didn't even know they were still making Spawn. Yeah, who needs that more?
As we'll talk in a little bit, it's the responsibility of Marvel and DC to help not just themselves, but the industry.
But the whole industry.
Because
exactly.
Because you market it with great power.
Comes great responsibility. Exactly.
And future Lilith. For that reference, please see Ultimate Spider-Cast.
That makes it look so easy.
It's the truth of it. There's more to it than just Marvel and DC. The entire comic book industry, of which one of the central hubs is those retailers who are part of the community and part of what makes comic books an industry. They need the help. And you see this, Marvel and DC will need to do something big when it all comes back. And we'll talk about what
bury the hatchet.
We'll talk about what that might be.
Ego's gone. The ego's out of the room. Maybe this is actually why they need to get Bendis in that interim place for now, so we can get that going. I don't know, because he still supposedly has a good relationship with them. Supposedly.
Oh, yeah. Well, all the writers, they all have a good relationship. It's just getting the brass on board. But you know what? If the money's there and the long-term profitability is there, everyone's on board. And we'll see what like I said, I don't want to give away too much, but I have a whole pitch for them, free of charge. We'll just talk about that on...
No, not free of charge.
Never give it away for free.
Mention.
Everything I give away
never
for free.
Give it away for free.
I never charge. I'm free love, man. Free love.
He's easy.
But I thought that last week's comic book selection was pretty solid, and it's kind of annoying that this has happened.
Yeah. Well, that was sort of why I went and bought like a bunch more comic books after I got what I got the first week. Then I said, okay, what else you got left on the shelf?
But it's like the retailers need help. They definitely do. But it's like the longer this goes on without any free new comics, it's like, I mean, I don't care what kind of ad campaign they come back with. When they come back, there's going to be people who are like, oh, comics are back? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's November.
Or there's gonna be some people be like, man, I never realized how much money I saved by not buying comics.
Yeah.
Arg, maybe.
Yeah.
I buy books every now and then.
Wow, that's why I'm buying gift card. Well, I plan to as soon as I can remember to call them to give them my credit card number. Buying gift cards to put in my pull box so that when stuff does come in, it's already pre-bought.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see? It helps them out short term, and it doesn't really cost me anything because once the books come in, because all the books are coming in. They'll come in eventually, and I just cash them in then. And then, because I've already spent the money, I'll just spend $20 more while I'm there. It's like, well, so I didn't spend anything, I guess I can buy 10 more comics.
Well, yeah, that's what they said.
Which I won't read.
Yeah, that's how they said to support all your small businesses that way. Buy gift cards now so then you can spend them later.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Alrighty.
Oh, you know what I did want to mention before we go? In case people are interested, that article where they said, I guess a bunch of creators are going to be playing TSR's Marvel Superheroes on Twitch.
There's going to be
on Twitch, April 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, yeah. There's going to be a lot of fighting because no one will accept the TSR power ratings for these characters. So, how can you say the Hulk is only an 80 strength? That doesn't make any sense.
100.
Oh, he's more than one. That's the thing. The thing is, anytime you try to make a stat on the Hulk, it doesn't work because he's the Hulk. How can you put a stat on the Hulk?
And the angrier he gets.
Exactly. It's like, how do you even factor that in?
It's like Lilith, the angrier and drunker she gets, the stronger she gets.
They just never should have made the Hulk, especially because he's the
horny
Hulk.
and angry.
You could maybe get away with it with She-Hulk or Abomination, but you put the Hulk in there as an iconic character, and you can't.
Nobody puts Hulk in a
make
corner.
He's not a playable character, but when you put him in as an NPC, it gets problematic. That's all I'm saying. There's going to be, because someone...
It was 1984. Give them a break, bro. It was 1984.
I'm just saying, someone's going to try to punch the Hulk, and they're going to succeed, and someone's going to flip the table. The table will get flipped, because they're going to say, you can't punch out the Hulk. You can't punch out the Hulk. I don't care how good your Kung Fu is. I don't care if you rode 220s. No, man. Look, and then they're going to say, no, see, Batman did it. Batman hit him in the solar plexus, knocked the wind right out of the Hulk. Kung Fu beats Hulk. It's canon.
Did they say which edition they're playing? Are they playing the advanced version or the basic one?
I'll double check.
Well,
I don't think it said, but I will double check. No,
I've only ever played the advanced one.
Oh, fancy woman.
No, it just came out 2 years later. It's just a little addition. It's nothing really to write home about, but.
Because I was thinking
it does make the game a little more fast paced. I think in my personal opinion.
Because I was thinking that we should do something like that if we can. Because right now,
there we go.
I don't have 9 hours. That's like, you might as well say, let's play Risk.
Well, sure. there's an hour version.
You can do a short adventure.
Boo! Don't do it at all. That's like putting a time limit on Monopoly. Only inmates at the asylum do that.
Sorry, nerd.
You play till everybody's bankrupt.
Sorry,
that's how you play.
Sorry, sorry, nerd. It doesn't say what version they're playing.
Yeah. No, the way you play Monopoly quickly is you play Silver Spoon Monopoly, where you just divvy up all of the properties to start with, so that everybody has, so everyone's starting out rich, and then
communist. We found the commie.
No, because then you're just playing as billionaires fighting other billionaires, and then you see.
What's that Trump game? That's actually the Trump game. I forget. I used to have it. I don't know the name of it though.
It was called Trump the Game. It was a game by Trump.
Thank you.
You didn't think it would be called
Trump the Game? The hotels and the money.
Yeah.
I had Trump the Game. I don't know who got that as a birthday present, but I was like 7. I was like, sweet. Yeah. The money was a lot better than Monopoly's money, I will say.
What?
Except it had Trump's picture on it, which, it's just a concept I don't ever want.
I'm not gonna want to had a higher quality money, so I was just like, I'm about this one right here.
But no, I guess they're playing. They're looking for fan donations. I guess it's all going to the Book Industry Charitable Foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because book industry needs help.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's very desperately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Diamond needs someone to buy them.
Come on, Amazon.
It might not be Penguin. It's totally going to be Penguin, though.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Penguin was talking
Penguin
about it.
says they're not going to. Penguin doesn't
have... They're totally going to do it.
Charlie.
I saw BoJack Horseman. I know how bad Penguin is right now. Penguin is not.
But the funny thing is, as bad as Penguin may be off, it's still like one of the top book retailers in the world.
I believe last week Charlie Esser said Amazon should do it. They already have the distributions and everything.
Well, I didn't say they should buy Diamond. I said they should just take over for that job and just say, yeah, we got it. Because they own Comixology. So it would be really super easy for them to say, yep, you know what, we'll deliver all your comic books for you, and we'll sell all your digital books, and we'll take a next.
We don't need to give Jeff Bezos any more power, though. So
I know that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's a good idea.
I just want my comic books and I want them on time. He's the man.
Exactly. That's the point.
If you just want the trains to run on time, Jeff Bezos is your guy.
But it might create more jobs too, though. Just have people delivering the comics and nothing else. I said, hey.
It's called Postmates. It's a thing already.
Hey, I want at least one comic book delivery by drone.
Basically, what you would have is all the comics would just go through Amazon's warehouse, and then so it would just be one more thing that they were processing. Because and eventually they'll set up the catheter bags for all new employees.
So maybe so that's an idea.
Solve that problem right away.
Maybe Amazon doesn't.
No monster cans needed. I love it.
So maybe Amazon doesn't take it over completely. Maybe if they kind of get into a partnership with Diamond and help them. Maybe.
No, the heck with Diamond. They
ruled this industry with an iron fist for too long. There have been rumblings in the industry for years with problems with Diamond.
All right, CBR.
So, I get it.
Okay, CBR.
You know what? They wanted to be a benevolent monopoly, and then they...
CBR, Brian Cronin, I know you listen to this thing. I want a headline all plastered all over the internet. Charlie Esser to Diamond, drop dead.
I'll say it,
Make it happen.
Even just now they're saying they're going to give partial payments to. I don't even know what that's about. It's like, I get what they're trying to do, but it's like it's a PR ploy too late. They really should have thought. They should have thought it through more. They should have thought what's our long-term strategy. Too many people make decisions on the fly, and sometimes you really got to take a long look and say, how's the best way to minimize both our risk, our employees' risks, the customers' risks, and our clients' risks, But people don't do that, and they just announce one day, "Oh, we're just stopping it."
I really thought this was going to be the opportunity that the industry needed to get off the Diamond hamster wheel. I was really hoping
get off the pot and come up with a a bulletproof.
It definitely, some things need to be changed. Like it's been 20 years in the making that some of these things needed to change, and they still need to change.
I think a lot of businesses, not just the comic book industry, I think a lot of them are like, oh, hey, we need a better infrastructure for, in case something like this happens again.
Oh yeah,
which is more than likely.
A lot of companies are saying, did we really need that office if everyone can work at home?
Exactly.
We found out which emails really didn't need, which meetings could have really been emails. Some of this whole journey.
Yeah, well. Although at the same time, I gotta say, I miss, human contact.
He's such a social animal. He is.
Well, not only that, but I know that as an HR guy, it's better when you can have a human being there. But there's no human beings there.
Human and human resources.
Exactly. So having everyone remote, it's a little more. If you ever saw Up in the Air, when they go to, no, we're just going to have you fire people online now. And you just know this is not a good idea.
All right. As president.
Oh, Maz! I need my Mozzie because he's the only other person that watches How I Met Your Mother. The firing layer. Oh, how to craft the perfect firing layer.
I got you.
I can fake it, Lilith.
I got you.
There we go.
All right. As president and CEO of Capes and Lunatics Incorporated, no longer are you Charlie the Professor Esser. I want your new name to be Charlie HR.
Charlie HR. Okay.
Capes and you're the head of Capes and Lunatics HR.
Oh, don't.
I have a complaint I would like to file.
Okay.
Oh, please, all the complaints are against you. What are you talking about?
I know, so I have to get ahead of it.
Exactly. He's got, yeah. Trust me, it's not the first time I've had to deal with that.
HR, I know how these things work.
Lilith is like, what did I say?
Out of the gooch. Suck it.
That's a medical term. Donk is a medical term.
This is why I do not want to be in charge of HR at Capes and Lunatics.
Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble.
Anyway.
Gobble, gobble to you, good sir.
Out of the gooch. Gobble, gobble.
Sausage.
Sausage.
I don't even know where that one came from. He just said it to me. Crazy Australians.
Yeah.
Poor Charlie.
Hey, it's great. It's great. Our drops are international now.
I'm just
and on that note, because you boys still have super connectivity.
Yeah, I love how I love how there's nothing going on in the world and we still manage to go like an hour.
Oh, well, because there's always stuff going on in the world.
Because I always love talking to you people. It doesn't matter about what.
And, Lilith and I are good at filling airtime. You always say, oh, it gets off the rails. I'm just waiting to get in. It's like, well, the only reason we're talking is because there's dead air that you need to fill. That's how podcasts work. You don't sit there and wait and say, oh, it's a good thing to talk about. You got to be like in there, ready, Philip. Ready, on the ball.
Lilith Hellfire, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that, Lilith Hellfire? Charlie Esser said you're on the same BS level as him.
I feel honored. Thank you.
The master.
It's close enough for government work. Yeah, no. She knows you have to fill airtime. You can't have dead air.
I know.
Lilith will fix it because Lilith fixes everything.
We're going to totally play Trump the board game, by the way. I'm going to go find it on Amazon and we are going to play one.
All right, get a game.
There we go.
Get a game and we'll do it. Oh, we should get to play with us if we play Trump the game. Rob Southgate if we can.
And you will find out I am right.
Good luck trying to wrangle that one.
I know we got our one appearance in 3 years.
It only took 150 episodes for him to show. That's not true. He's been on a couple of times.
One or two other ones. Yeah, I know.
I get so much right.
Madman. All right, are we done?
As will ever be.
Okay.
On that note.
All right, so yes, send us your thoughts, comics, TV, movies, what's keeping you going right now, what game do you want to see us play, it's the Wild West right now, people, so send it in. Hey, comic creators, you can't go to cons right now, so come to the podcast. This can be your voice to your pathway to the people. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow the Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Find all the links, all in one convenient place. That's Linktree. That's linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And remember to support. I'll try to do as good a job as Charlie did on Full Stream Ahead. And remember to support the sponsors: Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, Podlife the book, now in digital and paperback. And when you go to buy, well, pretty much everything these days on Amazon, go use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Yep, right down there. And help support the podcast and send money to Master Doom, because it is not free to put these up.
Go back and look at my history, and you will find out I am right so much more often than I'm wrong. Mark my words.
Lilith Hellfire.
If you nerds want to hang out with me during the quarantine on the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire or on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire69.
It's got a hair trigger.
Charlie,
I found it. Oh. Yeah, I found the game Triopoly, Tryopoly, which was a game I played as a kid. It was like Monopoly, but it had a bunch of like sports teams and things like that you had to buy. And maybe it was just a local Detroit version, but all of ours were like Detroit sports teams and things like that. It was very cool. Had to buy like car dealerships to build your city. It was a lot of fun. And if you'd like to write to me in an old-fashioned email way about the games you played as a child, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that may someday return at Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIESS. Yeah. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing!
Thank you, Maz.
I won't say it.
And pause. There you go.
You got to pay Tristan the quarter this week. All right. Thank you, everyone. I love working with these people. For another week, we have been your Capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics.
Yay. So is everything going to even out again when Charlie drops off the wagon again, or you get back on Lilith Hellfire?
Hell no!
Oh, come on.
No, 77 days of pure pain, bro. No way.
Yeah, but you're in the house more now. You don't have to deal with less people now.
All the more reason to drink. Do you not understand that being sick at home is the reason to drink? I mean,
you don't have to go anywhere.
Exactly. You know how hard this has been for me.
And that's one to grow on. Good night.